What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Daniel here. On this channel I make content for digital nomads and remote working entrepreneurs, so if that's you, consider subscribing and leave a comment if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them. In this video I'll be talking about countries in the EU region that provide digital nomad visas for digital nomads, of course, and remote working entrepreneurs. The digital nomad movement has been blowing up for quite a while, and after the pandemic so many people realized that they can take their jobs on the road, and countries are making sure that they can accommodate the influx of people and also benefit from the advantages of having people come and settle and spend money within the local economy. So these countries are at the forefront of offering digital nomad visas for anyone who is interested. So the first country on that list is Croatia. We all know Croatia, that beautiful country, picturesque country, and that is where Game of Thrones was actually filmed. Now Croatia allows you to be in the country for up to a year, which you can extend for another year. One of the things they require is that you do a security background from your country and also have a proof of address and also health insurance that covers you throughout your stay in the country. Now you need to prove that you are a remote working entrepreneur or you have an employment from a country that is not in Croatia, and you need to be making at least 2,370 euros per month. So if you're making this money and you can prove that you are a digital nomad and you can get a security background check, you're good to go for Croatia as a digital nomad. You can go spend as much time as you want without being a tourist. Now next on the list is Czech Republic. Czech Republic do not really have the designation digital nomad visa. They just have a visa category that caters to entrepreneurs, independent business owners who are working remotely. You just have to be able to prove that you work as a freelancer and you can be in the country without having to be at a physical place of work. Now this is one of the non-smooth processes because you have to wait at least 3 to 4 months to get a decision on your visa, and you also have to pay a 40 euro application fee, which I don't think is very much, but you can extend past 1 year after the 1 year expires. So if you think Czech Republic is one of those places that you want to live in as a digital nomad, I think you should go for it. Prague is one of those places that has a very robust digital nomad communities. If you want to learn more about this processes, I'll leave a link down in the description. In fact, for all of the countries I mentioned in this video, so go check it out. Now next on the list is Estonia. Estonia is a beautiful country in Europe. In fact, if you're not an EU citizen, you need a Schengen visa to enter Estonia, but they have a digital nomad visa which was instituted in August of 2020, right around the peak of the pandemic. And if you want to live in Estonia, you can be there for up to a year, and in fact you will not be taxed for the first 183 days. All you have to prove is that you're a digital nomad, you can work remotely and be able to show proof that you are earning 3,504 euros per month. So after the second part of your 1 year stay, which is the next 183 days, you will be considered a tax resident of Estonia and you will be taxed the regular amount. So if taxation is not really a concern for you, Estonia might be one of the places where you want to live in for at least 1 year. And I've heard a lot of good things about Estonia. It's a really beautiful country, especially the capital city of Tallinn. So they have a robust digital nomad community as well. And if you want more information, I'll leave it down below in the description. You can go check it out. If you think you qualify, you might be in Estonia for the next 1 year. Now I think my favorite on this list is Georgia. I made a video about Georgia which I'll leave here in the cards if you want to check it out, just talking about how you can live in Georgia even as a US citizen without needing a visa. But if you want the digital nomad 1 year digital nomad visa, which you can extend past 1 year to 2 years, you can apply for that. In fact, it only takes about 10 minutes to apply and about 10 days to get a decision. All you have to do is be able to prove that you make at least 24,000 euros annually. And the good thing about Georgia is that once you are in the country and you register as a small business, if you make over $184,000 a year, you will be only liable to pay 1% in taxes to the Georgian government. I think that is really cool. So if you are a relatively mid-sized business or you're just looking for some tax breaks, some tax incentives, I think Georgia might be the place for you. And it has one of the most robust digital nomad community, especially in the capital Tbilisi. They have great outdoors, beautiful scenery. If you want to go hiking, you want to go mountain climbing, all of these things you can do in Georgia. And in fact, fun fact, wine was invented in Georgia about 6,000 years ago. So if that's not enough reason to make you pack your bags, I don't know what will be. On to the next one. All right, let's talk about Greece. Greece also has a digital nomad visa that allows you to stay within a country for up to 1 year. For the first 183 days, you will not be taxed, but for the next 183 days, you will be considered a tax resident and you will be taxed appropriately. Now, if you're looking for those picturesque beaches, the white sands, the gorgeous sunset, Greece might just be the place for you to consider. And as long as you prove that you make 3,500 euros per month, you're good to go. You're good to apply for the Greece digital nomad visa. Now let's go to the next one on the list, which is Portugal. Now Portugal D7 visa is one of the most popular and longest standing digital nomad visas out there. It was launched in 2007, and right now everyone and their dogs and their grandmas are flocking to Portugal, and for good reasons, because Portugal only requires you to make about 9,700 euros a year. That is the minimum that you have to prove that you earn, and of course you need to be able to prove that you have a residence there, you have insurance that's going to last you the period that you are there. So if you're looking for some Mediterranean climate and just a place where you can get in your zone and just get some work done and just feel productive, I think Portugal might just be the place to consider, because a lot of people, especially the older folks, are moving to Portugal right now. So if you need more information, I'll leave a link to in the description. Go check it out and see if you qualify. Latvia is next on the list, and they have a digital nomad visa that allows you to stay up to 1 year, and you can renew for another year, which makes it a 2-year digital nomad visa. But after that 2 years, you cannot reapply for another 6 months. You have to apply for a residency or you apply for another digital nomad visa. So one of the requirements for Latvia is that you make 2.5 times the minimum income for the country, which comes out to about 3,200 euros. And you need to provide proof that you are a digital nomad, that you work remotely and you make that money. And you need to provide proof that you've been making that much for at least the last 6 months. So these are the only requirements for Latvia. I'll leave a link in description to see if you qualify for Latvia digital nomad visa. I don't know much about the digital nomad community there, but if you're feeling adventurous, you might want to check it out. Now next on the list is probably what most people have probably heard about, and that is the Malta digital nomad visa. If you're thinking of Mediterranean climate, you're thinking of the sea, the sun, the sand, the fun of just being, in a Mediterranean climate like Malta, this might be the place for you to consider, because Malta has a digital nomad visa that allows you to stay in a country for up to 1 year. Now, the visa application usually takes about 30 days to be approved, and if you plan to stay in Malta for less than 1 year, they have a separate visa that they can issue you, which allows you to go back and forth as you please. And the few conditions is that you must have a monthly income of 2,700 euros or more, and you can prove that you work remotely and you have ties to a company outside of Malta. Now, the two honorable mentions on the list are Norway and Iceland. These are the two least attractive digital nomad visas, because one, they are pretty expensive and you're considered a tax resident and they tax you really high. So I wouldn't really recommend these countries, but they're just honorable mentions, and I'll leave a link to them if you want to check them out. But the countries that are looking to roll out this digital nomad infrastructure in the coming months are Italy and Montenegro. In fact, I put a link to Montenegro in my community tab, where they will be rolling out their own digital nomad infrastructure by November of 2022. So keep an eye out on this space for that, because I'll be making content around that. Anyways, if this content has been helpful to you, if you get anything or maybe you learned something new, consider subscribing. And if you want to listen to my podcast where I talk to digital nomads and remote working entrepreneurs doing great things across the world, and you just want to feel inspired, I'll leave a link to my podcast in the description. It's called Inspired by Freedom Podcast. If you're not listening, just go there, have a listen, and leave a review if you will. And also, if you want to join the community, I'll have a link to it in the description. Community of Digital Nomads, where you get all of the support that you need. My name is Daniel, and I hope you enjoy watching this video. I will see you in the next one.